The signal from Earth stopped abruptly, as if someone had pressed an invisible button in the cosmos. For centuries, humanity had been a minor player in the galaxy, often underestimated, often overlooked. Their broadcasts had reached far, a faint pulse in the immense darkness. A reminder that life persisted on a small blue planet circling an unremarkable star. But the silence was new. It was total, and it was deliberate. Captain Rill of the Andivar fleet was the first to notice. Positioned on the edge of the Orion Rift, Rill had spent his life listening, tracking, and cataloging signals from distant worlds. The sudden disappearance of Earth's transmissions sent a shiver through the fleet's command center. No distress signals, no routine chatter, nothing. The star maps were silent where Earth should have been alive with activity. "We need to confirm," Rill said, her voice steady but tight. "Perhaps it's interference. Perhaps a natural anomaly." Lieutenant Aaron frowned, scanning the data. "I've never seen anything like it. Every probe, every relay, all of them are quiet. It's as if the planet vanished from the grid. But that's impossible. Planets don't vanish." Rill nodded. "Exactly. And if it is not natural, then someone or something is making sure Earth cannot signal for help." Across the galaxy, alien races paused in their own endeavors. Reports of Earth's silence traveled faster than light itself, carried by hyper-relays that no one dared tamper with. Fear, cold and calculated, spread like a shadow. Humanity had survived countless threats, asteroid impacts, viral pandemics, political collapses, but no other race had ever witnessed a civilization disappear from communication so suddenly. To them, the silence was not mere absence. It was a warning. Meanwhile, on Earth itself, life had not ended. But humanity had chosen a course no other species could imagine. The leaders of the world had convened in secret, facing the decision that would determine the fate of all life on the planet. For decades, Earth had been developing technology hidden from the rest of the galaxy. A combination of defensive measures and offensive deterrence capable of challenging even the most advanced fleets. Dr. Eli, a senior scientist overseeing the project, looked over the final calculations. "This will work," he said. "If they arrive, if any fleet comes within striking distance, the response will be immediate. Complete obliteration of the target, no exceptions. Earth will not fall again." General Voss, the military commander, nodded grimly. "And the signal?" "We cut all transmissions," Eli replied. "Total silence. Let the galaxy believe we are vulnerable, or worse, extinct. It is the only way to guarantee survival. The day Earth goes silent is the day the galaxy understands that attack is suicidal." Out in the dark expanse, alien fleets detected nothing. Ships that had expected easy conquest found empty systems where humans should have been communicating, trading, thriving. For weeks, speculation ran rampant. Was Earth destroyed by some natural disaster? A rogue weapon? A plague? No one could say for certain. The uncertainty terrified even the most formidable empires. On board the flagship of the Ralner Armada, Commander Vec examined the reports. "They should be screaming for help," he growled. "Every other species would send signals the moment danger threatened. But Earth, they are dead silent. Something is wrong." Its advisors were hesitant, exchanging nervous glances. Perhaps we underestimated them," one suggested. Vec slammed a clawed hand on the console. "Underestimation is irrelevant now. They are either already destroyed or hiding something beyond our understanding. Prepare probes. We must know." Back on Earth, humanity watched the galaxy's movements with cold precision. Every probe that entered the solar system was tracked, every orbit analyzed. Nothing escaped detection. And when the first alien vessel breached the asteroid belt, Earth's response was ready. It began quietly. A single ship was intercepted, vaporized with a beam of energy so concentrated it tore the vessel into atoms. No warning, no hesitation. The signal for destruction, encoded in the fabric of space itself, spread like a virus to every potential aggressor. Ships approaching Earth were obliterated before they could transmit a warning. and the galaxy noticed. From the end of our fleet to distant trade convoys, the evidence was undeniable. Earth's silence was not the sign of weakness. It was a statement. A single planet, small and unassuming, had weaponized its very existence to threaten any who dared approach. Total annihilation for the slightest provocation. Speculation became panic. Systems that had planned invasions abandoned them. Merchants redirected their routes, fleets retreated, diplomats scrambled for reassurances they could not find. For the first time in millennia of cosmic expansion, a single species had imposed fear without firing a single shot in anger. Beyond its own borders, Captain Rill recorded her thoughts in the fleet logs. I have witnessed civilizations rise and fall. Entire systems have succumbed to wars, plagues, and cosmic accidents. But never have I seen fear spread so universally, so efficiently, without a battle. Earth is no longer merely a planet. It is a message. One that the galaxy cannot ignore. The humans, meanwhile, continued their lives, outwardly unchanged. Cities thrived, culture flourished, and people went about their daily routines. Yet beneath the surface, the guardians of Earth's secret watched with unblinking eyes. Satellites, energy fields, and defense grids formed an invisible web that left nothing undetected. And when an alien scout attempted stealth entry, it too vanished without trace. Word spread across star systems that humanity was not to be trifled with. Scholars debated the reason. How could a species so young in galactic terms command such power? Warriors wondered how a civilization that seemed fragile could strike with such certainty. The truth was simple. Humans had never sought to dominate the galaxy. But they had learned, through centuries of struggle, that survival required extremes no other species dared contemplate. It was not brute force alone that made humans formidable. It was creativity, unpredictability, and the willingness to act where others hesitated. A fleet could amass. Weapons could be arrayed. But humans had demonstrated that they could anticipate, adapt, and respond with a speed no bureaucracy or rigid hierarchy could match. Centuries of challenges had honed humanity into a species that, when cornered, did not falter. The galaxy, for all its vastness, had no frame of reference for the human combination of intellect, courage, and sheer audacity. Silence had become their shield, and the threat of obliteration their sword. Finally, after months of uncertainty, the first envoy dared to communicate from a neighboring star system. The message was simple and trembling with caution. We understand. We will not come, humanity replied, not with words, but with action. Every transmission remained off, every signal muted. Earth did not celebrate. Earth did not gloat. It continued to thrive, to learn, to observe. The galaxy had been warned. The cost of ignorance had been made painfully clear, and for the first time, humans were no longer viewed as a fledgling species in the cosmic order. Captain Rill, observing from her distant outpost, could only record the day Earth went silent. It did not signal surrender. It signaled mastery. Total obliteration was promised, and the galaxy learned reluctantly that some things are not to be trifled with. So Earth remained. Quiet, unassuming, but impervious. Life continued. Human ingenuity flourished. And the galaxy watched from afar, knowing that the small blue planet held a power that no fleet, no empire, and no civilization could challenge without courting complete annihilation. The silence endured, and with it, the ultimate lesson in the vast expanse of stars and systems. One species had risen not through conquest, but through the certainty that they would survive at any cost. The day Earth went silent had come, and the galaxy would never forget it.